Good morning, all. Coming back in to kind of go over what I've been doing lately with the Surface Pro 11 that I picked up just over a week and a half ago. Been using it for a while, making sure things were set up for me, taking it out, making sure the portability is what I was expecting, just in case I didn't find it to be at the level I wanted. I wanted to make sure I tested everything out. So what I'm going to do is go through what I've got for kind of a travel kit for this thing. It's not exactly what I've seen from others. And the other thing that we're not going to do, and I just don't, it either works for what I need it to do or it doesn't. I'm not going to go and do a whole bunch of benchmarking stuff or anything like that or side-by-sides. I'm just kind of going to go over what I find useful, what I've found that works for travel, and we'll go from there. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is I'm going to pull the bag out that I use. And just like I did on the other, travel kit stuff, we'll just go through what's in the bag and I'll pull it all out and then we'll cut to the surface. So first thing we're going to do is look at the bag. And I've got, this is the Anker Venture Pro. And it's probably the perfect size. Right there, I think the largest I've had in this, I've had a 15-inch in here, but the lid doesn't hit the magnets when I've got it. But with the Surface Pro and any of the iPads, it works perfectly. The other nice thing I really like about the Anker stuff is the orange. So when you open it up, all the insides, all the internals are orange. Still dealing with a messed up arm. One thing we're going to take off here while we're on the outside is I got a S-Beaner from Night Eyes over here to clip like water bottles and stuff like that. And I've got my, of course, this goes with me everywhere, AirPods Pro 2 with the USB-C. This finally converts everything I have to USB-C. So that's the number one piece of kit. And again, that goes with me every single place. Now there's two things here that I'm still deciding on. And that's the mice. This one is probably my favorite. This is like an older Logitech. It'll do two different devices, but it's like I think it's called the Arc Touch or something like that. They're just the Logitech Touch. It's tiny. I mean, this thing is fantastic, but it's the old USB Mini or the Micro. So if I take this one, I'll have to take an extra cable for it. But this is one of my favorites. I don't even think they make this anymore. But this gets used a lot. And again, for the size, it's probably one of the best. And the other one I'm looking at, this is just a kind of it says TechNet. It's kind of a generic. It'll either do radio or it'll do Bluetooth. And the nice thing about it is the way it charges, the back comes off. And this is for the radio part, but this one is USB-C chargeable. And this one works really well. I use this one sitting at home. I also use this one with my Steam Deck, so it works really well. And the case just fits on there, simple. And again, you just either radio or you switch over here for Bluetooth. And this one is nice. It does the same thing as the other one, but it's USB-C chargeable. So that's the only reason that one would go above the Logitech. And we'll get in here. Here's my charging brick, the Anker. And as you can see, it will charge 3 different devices, including the Steam Deck. I've got one of these permanently mounted in the where I sit on the couch, and it runs different tablets, including the Steam Deck. So I got one of these for travel, for other things. So this is always with me in a travel bag. They're just, I mean, it's just a great little brick. And I think this is the 67 watt, which is enough to charge up, like, you know, a battery and or a mouse or the AirPods and run the Surface. So the other things I've got in here, of course, a couple cables, and I'm probably going to get another one. But I've got a 6-foot Anker, which will run at 140 watt. And then I've got a smaller Anker that runs at 130. But one thing I've got on this one is this little device, and that takes USB-C and allows it to go into the magnetic charge slot on the Surface Pro. And that frees up the other 2 USB-C slots to do whatever I want with them. So this right here is fantastic. I've got one of these upstairs just sitting on the side of the couch too. So these things are great. They work. I was a little skeptical, especially at the price for this one. This one says it'll do up to 102 watts, which is more than enough for the Surface Pros. But for $10, this was a fantastic find. So the other 2 pieces of kit, I've got, this is a dock case. I've got a 2 terabyte drive in here, and this is full. It probably has 50% of my media, stuff that I want to travel with and watch. I don't want to take up space on the Surface, so I've got this, and I've got a right angle, which just seems to work well, and I can use this on other stuff, but this is great. It's got a neat little display on here. I don't utilize the displays much as I need to or do. It's kind of more of a fun kit, but again, great for heat, all aluminum, and I put in a Western Digital, one of their 2 terabyte drives in there. Thing's fast as hell too. And then this is another dock case, and it's got a hub, and I'll let it sit here for a few minutes or seconds, and you can see all the different things around here, from, you know, 100 watt power delivery port, USB-C. We've got 8K at 30 hertz, HDMI, 4K at 120 with a display port, 420 meg USB slot, 1000 watt Ethernet, and then another USB-C. Actually, no, not the USB. I'm on the other side. There's the USB-C, 10 gig. We've got the 10 gigs USB 3. We got another 480 meg USB 2, and then this is the SD card slot, and there's a micro SD card slot underneath. So this is a nice little simple package, and as you can see, I'm probably going to have to get one more USB cable for this if I want to do a battery, which I'm going to show. Oh, and as I was saying, as you can see in here, all the internals for this pack are orange, which is awesome. So the other thing I have in the bag that isn't the Surface is a walk-around battery that will charge at 100 watts, up to 100 watts. And this has 2 USB-A slots and 2 USB-C slots. You can charge in or out through any of them. And it has a nice little display that gives the current percentage, and it also gives a time to charge or time to discharge. So this thing I bought for the Steam Deck, and it works and will charge the Steam Deck, and it will work and charge the Surface. I bought it. It's got I think 26,000 milliamp hours, which is the largest capacity that you're allowed to bring on an aircraft, which is why I didn't get anything larger than that. But as you can see from the size, this is great for taking in a small bag. I'd love for an Anker to do that, big square one that's just not going to fit in this package. And this one is made by Basis. I'm not sure if that's visible, but this thing is great. You'll find these recommended. If you have a Steam Deck, you'll probably have seen these recommended for the Steam Deck. And then the last piece, and this is all I have in here. Now, the other nice thing is this pocket right here is RFID blocking, so you can throw stuff in there. But it's just another pocket to have stuff. I don't need that as much. Then, of course, the Steam Deck, which, as you can see, easily fits inside this pack. So we're going to set this off to the side for a moment, and I'm going to get rid of the bag. And, you know, like I said, this, of course, perfect little stand. And I have the regular keyboard with the pin. I did not get the upgraded keyboard. Man, it was almost half the damn cost again from this. So this keyboard really only gets used when I'm traveling or out and about. I've got a Bluetooth one that it sits up there on the couch that I also use with Steam Deck and other things. So I use it instead, and it works great. I've also got the Surface dial from my previous, my Surface Book 2, which is probably going to go up on the marketplace soon because I just don't need it. So a couple things that I am doing with the Surface, and it's great. Boy, you can really see the reflections. That is one thing that I may look at doing, a matte screen protector, just because of those reflections. As you can see, my little DJI set up in the reflection. But the one thing about the Surface is it's so portable. Lightroom runs like mad on this thing. It's great. It does everything I need it to, and it's very simple. Getting all my presets on there was very simple, as opposed to the iOS method of adding presets, which is very convoluted. But I use it, Photoshop. We've got all the Office apps, stuff like that. I don't have a whole lot installed on here. And the other two things that I've got on here just because is World of Warcraft, because that's $12 a month. Man, that's 2 beers. I mean, it's the simplest and cheapest form of entertainment I've got for downtime when I'm stuck in the house or stuck somewhere else. And the fact that I can actually play it at a decent resolution on here makes it even the whole thing better than taking even the Steam Deck, because now I only take one device with just a few things rather than having to pack all the accoutrements for the Steam Deck. In its case, I've got a special shoulder bag for it. Then if I want to take the computer to do photos and videos and stuff like that, then I've got to pack all of this or the other laptop. So I really wanted to get down to one device for travel. And it also allows me to just kind of decompress when I'm out. If all I'm doing is coming back during the day, dumping photos down, man, it's great. So that's the whole reason for having this. And again, I just wanted to show what all I have for the Surface. And again, the bag and stuff that it all goes with. So 2 things I will probably add is another one of these shorter cables, and I'm thinking about maybe another drive just for storage, but I always carry a 2 terabyte drive for the iPhone for shooting and dumping photos that way. So that may just continue to be my dumping ground. But again, for just grab it and go, I keep all this stuff in the bag. I'm still making the decision on the which mouse will be the travel. Again, I'm leaning towards this because I only need to bring 1 extra cable. I only need the same cable for everything. And what's cool is I can plug this into here, and then from here into here, and it's golden. I don't need anything else. If I have to plug this in, I'll have to get another cable. So that's probably going to have to go. But I don't always use this. This is only if this starts getting low. And the battery on that's been lasting, incredibly long for me. I was out for almost 12 hours the other day. I didn't use it for 12 hours, but it was out with me. I probably used it for between 6 and 8, and it was still sitting at about 40% when I got home. So for basic consumption and some editing and stuff like that, it's been fantastic. Now, I don't really game when I'm out doing that. That's usually, rainy days somewhere, or on vacation. If it's not nice to go out or do anything, then I might do a little bit, but not a lot. I can just log in, get my dailies, and that's pretty much it. So we're going to throw all this back in the bag, show how it all disappears, and there we go. So again, the first thing, I throw this in the back. Nice big pocket in the back. Big enough for an iPad, actually. And then again, inside here is all orange and so easy to see. And you can see there's padded spot. There's no padding here. There's padding. There's extra pockets on here for like mice or other stuff. Even in the RFID pocket, it's orange. It makes it so easy to see things. And it's my main backpack is an Everkey as well. And it's capable of carrying, 2 days worth of change of clothes, toiletry kit, 2 laptops, and then all the stuff needed to charge the laptops and stuff. And then again, in here, we see the mesh, which is great, for this stuff. Just throwing it in. And I'll usually put this on here just so it doesn't get lost in the bag. But I love the Everkey stuff. They are not cheap. They're expensive, but they are worth every penny. And I really do like them. And thin stuff is great. And we're going to get that in there. And the last bit here, I just kind of set right up on top. And it folds, and there's a magnet right there. Keeps it nice. And again, last bit with the carabiner, water bottle, that, or anything else you want to clip. And it just works well. And again, this is my travel kit. I've yet to get on a plane and test all this out, but I don't see an issue with this. It's going to be simple. It's going to be fun. and I'm looking forward to having a much lighter electronics bag going on trips. And I'll have to go through, packing once I get ready for another trip, because I've got a great little it's like 30-liter backpack with laptop sleeve and stuff like that, where I can get and take the other battery pack with me, the other battery bag I showed the other day. I can throw that in the bottom. This laptop and a mouse and all that will fit. Well, the mouse will fit in the other bag, but the laptop has a sleeve for this backpack and it slides right in. And I can get down to a single bag that's small enough for a carry-on, but I've actually been able to get through a full 2-week trip with it. And there's a couple keys to that. And there's 2 words that help with that type of travel, and that's merino wool. It's not cheap for the good stuff, but you can take 3 changes of clothes and you can go for 2 weeks. Just, when you're taking a shower, wash them. That's it. Then hang them to dry. By the time you need them, they're dried. The next, either in the afternoon or overnight. They're just fantastic. But we'll look at that next time I'm going on a trip. But for now, that's the Surface travel kit. And like I said, it wasn't going to be any kind of demos. When there's enough of those. I don't need to get into all that kind of stuff. I just wanted to make sure that this was shown, and that, yes, it's useful as all get out. And even at home, I use the hell out of it. Sitting there on the couch, I've got a mount for it that keeps it off, and Bluetooth keyboard, Bluetooth mouse, and it's just nice sitting back and touching on the screen and making it do the things I need it to do. So anyway, we'll talk at you guys later. You have a fantastic rest of the day.